Thank you all for joining us for these final Expo bouts at the Big O 2016. We're going to be starting off with the men's Team USA, the MRDA clearly, versus the Big O MVPs on the men's side. I am Julia Sleazer here with Layla Smackdown.
It's me, I'm here. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy you are here. So I'm going to start through with the Team USA roster. We got 0260, Spin Diesel, 10 Rollamide, 151 Enabler, 19 Corey Payne, 23 Quadzilla LK, 77 Bots, 3158 B-Stang, 32 Haterade, 4 TJ Binkley, 618 Bled Zeppelin, 7 Magnum PIMP, 82 Percy Control, and 986 Dr. Feelgood.
And coming at you representing the Big O MVPs tonight will be 0 Derby Monster, 00 Madomic, number 1 Saint, number 110 Mr. Testosterone, number 126 Lambo Arfides, number 14 Ryrod, number 36 Lenzo, 4 Stand Aside, 42 Grime and Punishment, 448 Corey Pound, 50 Hot Fuzz, 55 Corporal Punishment, 57 Monster Jam, 642 Hedelius, 66 Samson, 714 Plumber, 85 Shreddy Mercury, and number 99 Defensive Destroyer.
So how these MVP were chosen is all weekend during the men's bout, each team was given a voting slip. Suddenly, oh, ballot, words, look at me. They were given a ballot. They got to choose from the opposing team who they thought their MVP should be, and that's how we've got this excellent lineup. We were lucky enough to have a good chunk of MRD's Team USA who will be competing in Calgary, Canada this June, where I will be. I'm pretty stoked to be there.
Ooh, it'll be beautiful that time of year also.
Right? Yeah.
The
sorry, no, it's in July, isn't it?
July, oh, even better.
Now I'm getting my tournaments mixed. It'll be the second men's roller derby World Cup this July.
The men, the mountains.
I've never even been to Canada. It's funny, I live like 2 hours from Canada. I'm just too lazy to drive it.
We just take it for granted.
Oh, I take everything for granted. You don't know my life. First on the line, we're going to have Dr. Feelgood facing off against Shreddy Mercury. We are underway.
Shreddy Mercury is the first shooting off the line, looking for a hole through that inside, rotated all the way to the back. Shreddy Mercury representing Bridgetown, straight out of Portland, lead jammer Shreddy Mercury.
Just so you know, in red is Team USA, in black is the MVPs for the Big O.
Well-timed offense coming from Shreddy Mercury, realizing the jammer's hot on his heels, forced to call it off, 0-0.
Sometimes you have to make a little bit of sacrifice. It's all good.
Five on five returning to this track. Really excited to see just how dialed in both sides can keep it with only 30 minutes of gameplay up against.
Got Grimes out there for the MVPs, but it is going to be number 7, Magnum PIMP, off of course, the St. Louis Gatekeepers, currently your international MRDA champions. So he zips along, picking up 4 points on his first scoring pass.
Grimes is out on the initial and doing his best to work his way around, preserving his point in the process. Well, and as much fun as I'm sure this is watching at home, if you can make it your beeswax to be here next year for the Big O, I got to tell you, this is one of the best tournaments I've ever had the great pleasure of participating in my many years playing roller derby.
Did you say 80?
I kind of grumbled. There have been some years.
Mumble. This is my second time at the Big O. I'm quite impressed. It's a huge tournament. All right, out front, it is going to be the Enabler from Team USA.
Meanwhile, Derby Monster still held up, unable to find an answer out of turn 1 for the Big O MVPs.
The Enabler just came fresh off the track from Texas versus Puget Sound.
You'd never know these guys were working so hard all weekend long that this really is the third day of a very strenuous tournament. They still look pretty sprightly, lots of spring in their step. And that is a grand slam, 5 points for Team USA. Just narrowly ducking it, leveling hit. How about 5 more points for none other than the enabler? Eek!
I'm not completely positive if there's a score overlay. There's not a score overlay on mine, so I'm going to do the obnoxious update every jam. Just in case, Team USA currently at 19, Big O MVPs at 0, 26:44 on the clock. Next up, oops, I lied. My announcer go-to held up a sign, and I thought he was telling me the jammers. He was telling me the score. He's a good guy.
We do have Team USA in a power jam at the moment.
So it's going to be Dr. Feelgood. Yeah, also recently off the track just within the last half hour from that Texas Puget Sound game.
And out for lead jammer, Team USA.
Looks like there's a star stash on behalf of the MVPs. Derby Monster out there. Knowing that Quadzilla and friends moved him all the way back. Looks like he's nearly through. Spin Diesel taking a swipe, and Bots taking the last hit. It's a 0-point jam for the MVPs, a 4-point jam for Team USA. Bringing them up, Team USA 23, MVPs 0, 25-25 left on this clock.
I've never felt more patriotic than I do right now.
Is that right?
It's true. Go Team USA. But I'm also really looking forward to watching the MVPs show off their chops. Get some points up on the board. Word.
Out there this time, Magnum PIMP. It's up against, Lambo or Feeties.
Magnum PIMP really getting the what for 1-2 punches coming every angle of the Big O MVPs.
Magnum PIMP, often a lead jammer. Lead jammer just now.
Lambo Force looking for a little bit of choo-choo caboose action as far as O is concerned, but forced to still try and go it alone. Lambo having a real hard time getting around the rear end of number 4, TJ Binkley. But it is Haterade forcing that pullback.
Corporal Punishment returning to the track for the MVPs from the box. Of course, you may know Corporal Punishment from Puget Sound. Several of, well, I should say 4 of these gentlemen are fresh off the track from that last bout. And again, as you mentioned, the energy. You can't tell they've been working all weekend, but man alive, there has been some serious MRD action this weekend. That jam is called. Another 3 points on the board. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 3 points on the board for the last pass for Team USA. Currently, Team USA 41. Finally, Team MVP scores their first and single point.
That was a big last jam for Magnum, putting up 18 points on that last pass. It's very infrequent you see such big point spreads coming across when it wasn't a power jam situation. We are off to a rip-roaring start. Shreddy Mercury ring the start once again for the MVPs. Number 151, the enabler, just narrowly eking out that lead jammer status for Team USA. pirouetting around that
What?
inside. Graceful,
Oh, yeah.
clean. It's beautiful.
Nicely
Beautiful
done.
gameplay on display.
So 4-point jam for Team USA, bringing up to 45 against the Big O MVPs.
And I know it is still early in this 30 minutes of gameplay, but I think another testament to the integrity of their endurance is how clean it's been even so far.
Right.
We haven't seen more than one blocker at a time going to the penalty box. Not getting too chippy just yet.
No power jams afoot. Dr. Feelgood on the ground. That's going to give MVPs the ability to lead jammer status. Goes to Grimes.
Grime in punishment, tiptoeing through the tulips on that inside line. Barely an inch to utilize and just made the most of it.
Grimes almost through the pack completely. He gets knocked down to avoid any sort of track cutting. He goes ahead, stands up, takes himself back. Ooh, tries to jump the apex, but is knocked down by none other than Spin Diesel. He's gonna go ahead and call that. My word.
He hit a brick wall, and
Yeah.
that brick wall's name was Spin Diesel.
Yeah, it's
And Spin Diesel knew what he did, and he laughed, and he liked it, and he's back on the track and gonna try and do it again.
there's so many reasons I enjoy Spin Diesel. I actually originally knew him as a referee, and I got to see him on the Beekeepers at St. Louis Gatekeepers, so B team, and then he moved up to the travel team, and I'm so proud of how he's done and made it to Team USA this year.
Oh, that's a real great come-up story, an
Oh, yeah.
opportunity to also kind of like sow his own oats out on the track too. B. Stang wearing the star for Team USA. Neither jammer has emerged yet. I spoke too soon. It is B. Stang, lead jammer, Team USA. Once again, Derby Monster had started off wearing the star for the Big O MVPs, currently clutching it in his man paws, trying to move that wall again, that wall being led by Spin Diesel. Oh, it does look like a track cut penalty is going to see B. Stang chilling in the penalty box for no more than 30 seconds.
Yeah, that does mean we'll go the full 2 minutes this jam, though, of which we have less than a minute.
Team USA in damage control mode. They don't want to see the MVPs put up any more points that have already happened in this jam.
Of course, you want that penalty kill. They're recycling through, well, I should say waterfalling through their own wall. There has been a star pass to
That is
it's
Lenzo,
yeah.
number 36. Quite the opportunist there. Saw it skirting out, grabbed it.
That power jam is finished. Back on the track comes Team USA's jammer, picking up 5 points his first swipe through. 5 points his second time as well.
Wow, that B. Stang really turning this oval into a circle. Barely even touched him. That outside course was being held by his fellow teammates on Team USA just to open up that lane. Quick, another pass. All right, with just 12 minutes of gameplay under our belt so far, Team USA out to a very decisive lead. 60 points put up so far to the Big O MVP's 5.
Gotta start closer to the pivot line this time. It is going to be the enabler facing off against Lenzo. Of course, we are on a power start for Team USA, though Lenzo is standing in the box. He is now entering the track. This power jam is finished. Lead jammer status just now declared. And so the enabler will be coming on in his first scoring pass just now.
Great job by Quadzilla playing some hand grenade offense for his jammer, enabling him to get out of the pack and get lead jammer, and then quickly turning attention back to defense, really jamming it up out there for Big O MVPs.
Enabler had checked with his bench, which appears to be Jensen from Puget Sound Outcasts, before he decided not to call off this jam. Now he's facing off of against a pretty thick 3-wall of MVPs. He is knocked to the ground. Let's see what he's going to do. Popping back up. Everything's cool? Yeah. That is another 5 points for Team USA.
Bled Zeppelin and Binkley were quite the dynamic duo, just punishing at least 30 seconds off of the clock, unable to pass them. It took quite some time.
So it's going to be 2 blockers already in the box. It's going to be number 36 is going to have to, Lenzo is going to have to be in queue.
I'm afraid I jinxed a situation.
Nope, sorry. Yeah, I actually wondered, had he star pass? He just doesn't happen to have the star on. So the MVP box is full. How'd you jinx him? Did you say words and accidentally the opposite happened? Because that's my day every day.
That so we already have so much in common. We didn't know. I'm so glad this little cast is bringing us together. We have a sloppy and strung out pack. Jammer's smart to check in with the coaches, getting permission to call that jam off.
Is a team timeout being called by the MVPs, maybe regrouping, perhaps?
Men's roller derby bout.
You seem pretty happy about that, Apple Bottom.
I so happy.
Give it up for DJ Noise. Noise.
DJ Noise getting the after party started right now.
Do you feel the energy in that music?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go play Galaga after this.
Right?
And eat my popcorn.
I feel like playing Tetris for some reason.
All right, well, we are getting ready to get back to the action on the track. Thank you so much for sticking with us through this 3rd and final day of the Big O. If you like what you see, be sure to stick around for the next exhibition bout, which will see the Team USA versus Big O MVPs Women's Edition. And we are already out. Lead jammer, Team USA.
It's Dr. Feelgood. He is up against Lenzo. Lenzo not having a lot of luck getting through the pack. Unless he's got that star somewhere secret. I'm not sure what he's done with it. It's been gone for a while.
I love that choo-choo caboose action. Bled Zeppelin just surging as the little engine, not so little engine that could. Dr. Feelgood hitching a ride, catching the jet stream.
Track cut being called on corporal punishment. He's going to take a seat in the box. Dr. Feelgood trying to mash his way through. He is out. Another 5 in the sky for Team USA.
Lenzo trapped as the goat being herded towards the back of that pack.
Happens to the best of us. And by the best of us, I mean those guys, not me.
Never, not once, not never.
No, I was actually a goat for a pretty significant time and about. It was a sad day for me.
I like my goats standing atop buildings and yelling like humans.
Yeah, that was a lot what it was like. Not so much standing atop the building, just I was yelling like a human. It was very similar to a goat. It was horrifying for everyone. Right now, Team USA sits at 104. Big O MVP still at 5. We've got 14:46 on the clock.
You know what I love seeing, though? No matter what the point scores are, everyone that's sitting down on that bench for the Big O MVP is smiling, having a good time. We see a lot of camaraderie between both the red and the black on the track. Everyone's just here to have a good time, right?
It's time for the chill bout, y'all. A lot of people have joined us for this one. course, we had some amazing, amazing games this weekend. This is the second most significant crowd that I've sat through, though. The other one being when the ESPN, when I was on house for the Rose versus Victoria bout.
Oh, lucky you. I was in the audience acting a fool, hooping and hollering.
No, well, lucky you. Sometimes I like to just yell.
Exactly. Sometimes I don't have to worry about the cuss words. Things I should worry about blending into the crowd, though.
I stopped trying a long time ago. Almost every article of clothing I wear has my name on. Look at the side of my glasses. I did get some pretty slick side eye from some. I think there were some parents the time I did cheer this weekend, so I stopped and.
Well,
I went on my merry way elsewhere. All right, back into the action. Magnum PIMP facing off against Shreddy Mercury. Two awesome jammers.
Oof. Charging out like a hungry bull. Meanwhile, Shreddy Mercury reabsorbed and has to restart that jam. Magnum PIMP having more success with that inside line than Shreddy Mercury. Shreddy burning hot on his trail, though.
Ooh. Flying through the sky similar to a tiger, of course. Shreddy Mercury makes it into the pack, picking up 1 point for Team MVP, 3 points for Magnum PIMP for Team USA.
That was a mouthful.
Yeah, it was. But I did it. So we got 13:40 left in this game. Of course, these MVP bouts are a half hour instead of the full hour. Love to give you the full hour, but
we can only handle so much excitement.
There's only
That's
so
really
much
what it
awesome
is.
you can endure in one weekend before you like overdose of awesome. The enabler out there for USA.
Great job by
Beatties for MVP. Sorry, what's up?
Big O MVPs really doing a great job of fastly rotating to that front and reabsorbing Enabler just when Enabler thought he caught a piece and a little tastily jammer, but alas, we are going to see a power jam for Enabler. 40 seconds off the clock before lead jammer was named.
They're MVPs for a reason. They're also Team USA for a reason, so.
All very valid and true points.
I curiously thought to myself, how many times did someone off Team USA get chosen as MVP and they had to go back and go like, hey.
That's I mean, it's flattering, thanks. I'll take the t-shirt as a souvenir.
Right.
However, this is my team.
Right. No, if they actually did choose someone off Team USA, they were asked for a second option. I just curiously wonder how many times it did happen because we, like you may have noticed, we have a significant number of Team USA on site. That jam is finished. A 5-point jam for Team USA, a little bit slower than we've been before. So right now we're 117-6. I'm gonna say it's anyone's game. I'm just gonna say it.
Say it.
It's anyone's game.
I mean, you can say anything you want. Well, almost.
Well, you know.
I'm gonna give you a certain amount of range and latitude.
I appreciate that. I
Spread
try to.
your wings.
Ooh! Lead jammer status goes to Grime and Punishment. From Team MVP, Dr. Feelgood back there has been recycled and has come back in, found his way in on the inside, will be coming in for his first scoring pass unless Grimes decides to call it off before he gets there. Grimes sweeping through that pack, calls it off. Let's see what he picked up. 3 points for Team MVP. Feelgood wants some points. He's talking to the wrong ref. Up, he's found it.
Well, it's interesting. I don't really know why he's talking to the ref anyway.
You know, sometimes the skaters like to come and go like, "Nah, I got 3 points." Like the refs will go like, "Oh, right on."
And where is your C or your A? That's a very interesting point you raise, young man.
Just,
however,
you know, it's important to have interactions.
See your way back to your bench.
I like you. That was 1 point for Team USA, although Dr. Feelgood felt he should have at least 3. In the meantime, Magnum PIMP trying to bust his way through that pack, not quite, gets knocked out to the outside, recycled back. In the meantime, Bots, what? Shreddy Mercury, a huge apex jump after being knocked out by Bots, is through on his initial, swooping up on Magnum, who has lead and is coming in for his first scoring pass. Spins Diesel up front, trying to make room for him to come through. 3 points picked up by Team USA. The MVPs, I will say, vocal about their lack of points on that one.
And maybe rightfully so, but again, I mean, we're giving a little bit more room for allowance for this game. I would say I really liked that kind of shock and awe movement.
Yeah.
I feel like Shreddy Mercury kind of took advantage of the awe everyone was in with that beautiful jump by the enabler, and decided to land his own like a leaping magical gazelle. People really didn't even see it coming, and that's how he eked by on that inside line.
Right out there is Derby Monster for MVP, the enabler once again for Team USA. This is going to be the enabler, lead jammer status.
We are going to see Derby Monster again removing that cap. Hoping to pass it off, successfully doing so, but not if Quadzilla has anything to say about it.
And he does.
Always got something to say.
Always got something to say.
Just the talking with those fancy feet and pants to boot.
I remember last Men's World Cup, he had these brilliant, antic skates. They were red, white, and blue, and they were just the most beautiful thing anybody had ever seen in their entire lives. Today, it's his pants.
Well, again, there's more than just the point spread put up by Team USA that's making my heart sing the Star Spangled beats. The rhythm of the country.
Star Pass was never technically complete. He had it in hand. He did not don it. No points picked up by Team MVP. Right now, they do sit at 0. USA at 1:26. Just over 8 minutes left in this game.
Dr. Feelgood wearing the star yet again for Team USA. Going up against Lambo Arfites. And if I'm butchering your name, I apologize. It usually takes me a few weeks to sound it out in my head and get it. It is Dr. Feelgood out as lead jammer for Team USA. Creeping around that inside line barely by the skin of one wheel.
Gets that 5 points. He finds his way on the inside once again. Another 5 points quickly put on the board.
Spin Diesel dropping a strong and sturdy shoulder in the face of the pivot, trying to prevent a successful cap placement. How about another 5 points for Dr. Feelgood?
Sure.
Woo, we had some Matrix-style hitting going on there.
That's
yet again, teetering. My goodness, the equilibrium on these MVPs.
Looks like a star pass has been sent off to Ryrod, who's now through on his initial. Not going to get a chance to come in for his first scoring pass. Dr. Feelgood, tired of scoring the 19 points, calls it off. 145 to 9.
We have 5-on-5 hitting the track right now. Great job by both teams tightening up some of that little penalty chippiness we saw towards halfway through.
Grimes out there again against Beastang.
Grimes is having a lot of luck on that inside line. I think Team USA finally woke up to that and just laid down the law on that course. Percy Control escorting Grime and Punishment quite aggressively to that outside, and it is deemed an illegal delivery to that outside. 1-2 punch by Haterade and Binkley. delivering to the face of Quadzilla. Grime just can't seem to catch a break around that brick wall of red.
Woo! Quadzilla mowing him down. He's gonna have to take himself out all the way back. In the meantime, Stang comes through, picking up 5 points for Team USA.
B-Stang's really just chilling on those last two passes. Just the threat of a hip swivel and really kind of grabbed those last few points pretty much unscathed.
Yeah.
And for anyone watching at home, there is action not just on the track, but off the track also. We have a very impressive wave passing through.
Perhaps the most successful wave of the weekend.
It took some building. We needed a few days to
Now
really
that they've
refine
zoomed
it.
out, though, they're like, never mind. There was no wave. Nothing was here for you. Shreddy Mercury out there, facing off once again against the Enabler.
Saint caught straddling in between, not quite able to throw some defense the way against the Enabler, nor able to help Shreddy Mercury. Turning attention back to O. Shreddy is stuck in that apex.
The Enabler taking a seat in the box, leaving a power jam, or power 30 seconds, however you want to look at it, power play for Team MVP. They just realized that lead is open. Shreddy now has it. This is base case scenario. Of course, you've got lead and your opponent is in the box. And then you meet Quadzilla. Woo, successfully through the pack. Let's see, 5 big points on the board for the Big O MVPs, bringing them up to 14 to USA's 155. About 3.5 minutes left in this game.
It's really great to hear all the fans rallying so hard behind the Big O MVPs. You know, Shreddy Mercury also happens to be a fairly local jammer. We've had a lot of support for a lot of the local leagues in play. And there's just such great camaraderie. We like supporting whoever we can, whoever needs a little leg up in cheers and enthusiasm. Big O MVPs bracing, ready to receive that jammer emerging from the penalty box. Unfortunately, Derby Monster finds his way to the penalty box. It does seem it is a multiplayer block penalty being assessed.
So Team USA in lead jammer status. The Enabler comes up and the pack just starts to fly away from him. No one wants to be points, but then they become such. 5 points on the board for Team USA.
I really like the awareness amongst Team USA blockers. They waited to check in with the Enabler, who was sort of serving as conductor, letting them know when to go and throw that offense, not time it too quickly.
It bodes well for like action that we're going to be seeing at Men's World Cup. I'm just saying.
Absolutely, because let's not forget, these gentlemen do not have the frequent opportunity to skate together. Just because they are of such a high caliber doesn't mean they always have the synchronicity dialed in. And that was going to be a track cut penalty that shows the Enabler to the penalty box.
Derby Monsters being sent to the box for an illegal procedure, which could be one of 1 mazillion things, which means a little bit of jammer switcheroo. We will be going the full 2 minutes, of which we have 20 seconds left. The Enabler is back in play, pushing his way past Ryrod and Samson.
Great offense by B-Stang, just jumping in, little hand grenade O, screwing up whatever the intention of Big O MVPs were.
The Enabler picking up another 4 points. That is the finish of the jam. They are going to stop at 169 for Team USA, 14 for the Big O MVPs. We've got about a minute left, so it's probably, I must say, another jam.
We have two variations. Two variations of the cheer going on. Grimes and Punishment is out there. He's part of the
Now, what I'm hoping for right now is that the Big O MVPs score like 156 points or so.
Let's set some
In
records.
this next jam, yeah, why not? Or you know what? I'd like to see a tie-up, so we just get that overtime
I'll
jam.
settle for a tie.
I'm always waiting for that. I always want the overtime jam. Magnum PIMP out there for Team USA. Up front, Grimes. He's going to have lead jammer status for the Big O MVPs.
That's a great way that the Big O MVPs have an opportunity to finish strong, finish classy, finish fierce.
A little bit of a spill Grimes takes behind Quadzilla. Quadzilla's going to take advantage of his coming up, because it's always hard to come up and have someone right up on you. The decisive timeout time is do we have a timeout call?
I think we are
go.
going to allow that timeout, which will allow for one more jam.
It's called by Team USA.
Well, it sounds like the crowd is game for a team.
Yeah, no, I
for
mean,
another
like, why would
regroup.
you not want one more jam?
I can hear the people at home typing away furiously, begging for it. Beg no more, we bring it to you.
It's no trouble. It's no trouble, guys.
Doing the honors for this last jam of this exhibition game for the Big O MVPs will be Shreddy Mercury. Looks like he's going to be facing off against Dr. Feelgood.
Indeed.
Shreddy Mercury operating for the front. It is Dr. Feelgood up on that inside. Lead jammer, Team USA. Shreddy Mercury following hot on his heels, tiptoeing around that inside. Only about a half distance of track between the two of them.
Man, Dr. Feelgood trying to jump that apex, meeting up against Plummer. That is going to be the last of that. Unofficial final, USA 170. Big O MVPs 14.
I don't want to have to wait to do this again until next year.
I know,
This was so much fun.
All day I've been thinking, it's the last day.
It's like the last day of summer vacation
Oh, it pretty much is.
or spring break. And
In my world.
This has been so much fun. Thank you so much for being such a fantastic co-host with me. I
Well,
certainly
thank
hope
you.
we get to do this again in the near future.
Yeah, definitely. All right, looks like score is final. Team USA 170, Big O MVPs 14. Now, I do want to remind you to stick around. We do have the MVPs versus Team USA Women's Edition coming up next. It's supposed to start in 5 minutes, but I suspect they're going to give them a little bit more time to warm up. But keep tuned in if you want to see some awesome action. And thank you so much for joining me here. I am Julia Sleazer, joined here by
Layla Smackdown.